Have you ever noticed that some days you can just eat non-stop and never feel full or satisfied? Sorry, I just need a quick snack before I continue. Or how about those days when it's time for your next meal, but surprisingly you're just not that hungry? Now in all honesty, this is rare for me, but it does happen sometimes. Now why is this? And better yet, how can we control this and better understand the mysteries of how our appetites actually work? Well, there is a science to this whole concept of hunger, and in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 practical tips on how to stay full for longer and avoid becoming a hangry monster. Who ate the last cookie? So let's now dive into these tips so you too can better understand how hunger actually works and how you can finally gain control over that crazy appetite of yours. Shall we begin with tip number 1? Prioritize fat, fiber, and protein. If you wish to feel full and stay that way, make sure that slow digesting nutrients like fat, fiber, and protein are not only included within each meal, but make up the majority of your plate. Not only will they digest slowly, leaving you full for longer, they also won't spike your blood sugar, which helps to maintain balanced energy and avoid any intense post-meal cravings. To better understand why this is important, let's now compare this to eating foods like sugar and refined carbohydrates. Now these foods digest quickly, which in turn empties out and leaves you hungry much faster. In addition to this, fast digestion creates a large spike in your blood sugar levels, which ultimately confuses your appetite regulators, as the sudden rise and fall tells your body that you are losing energy and fast. This may be an emergency. More sugar, please. This is why the flatter the curve, the better here. Now before I wrap this tip up, I did want to mention one important note on fiber. If this glorious substance is new to you, please start slow and drink plenty of water along with it. You can thank me later. And with that said, let's jump on over to tip number 2. Sleep is important, not lazy. This tip is by far the easiest to follow. Simply put, get a good night's sleep. Now don't go on sleeping in and being late for work, but keep in mind that sleep is an essential part of regulating your appetite throughout the day. And let me tell you why. When it comes to hunger, you have 2 key hormones that control it. 1, you have ghrelin, which makes you feel hungry, and 2, you have leptin, which makes you feel full. And now that you understand that bit of science, keep in mind that a night of poor sleep automatically increases the production of ghrelin, that hunger hormone we just referred to, leaving you not only tired, but mighty hungry. And unfortunately, these cravings are for foods that aren't particularly healthy for you. Another interesting note in relation to hunger and sleep is that a lack of sleep also causes less production of human growth hormone, which is essential in burning fat. Not that this has anything to do with your appetite, but if you're trying to lose weight, an increased appetite with a reduction of the ability to burn body fat, doesn't sound like a good combination. Let's now move on to tip number 3. Eat your sweets like a pro. Now I don't know about you, but I find it rather pleasant to enjoy eating something sweet now and then. Okay, I'll confess, pretty much every morning with my coffee. But hey, as long as you follow these simple strategies that I'm about to share with you now, you can too enjoy a nice treat while not messing up your appetite, energy, and overall state of good health. First, now this is a big one. Understand that refined sugar is literally an anti-nutrient, meaning that in order to digest it, our body needs to steal the nutrients from within our own cells just to digest it. And what does our body get in return? Nothing. No fiber, no minerals, no proteins, no fare. So what does this mean for our appetite? Well, when these essential minerals are depleted from our bodies during the digestion of those processed sugars, our body sends us signals that we are now even more hungry, as we are not only consuming food with no nutrients, but even worse, we are currently losing the nutrients we have just to digest it. So how can you avoid this? Simple. If you want to eat something sweet, make sure that sweet factor comes from food in its whole form, or as close to it as possible. This way, not only will you taste that sweet goodness, but you will be consuming all the natural fiber and minerals along with it that your body needs to properly digest it. And if you can add some healthy fat to that, not only will you make it taste better, but you can even slow digestion down even more. Well, I'd best be getting on to tip number 4 then. Don't limit calories too quickly or at all. Ever tried dieting in the form of caloric restriction? I bet you loved it. Now, here's the thing. When you restrict calories too much, especially too quickly, your body don't like it. Think about it. If your main source of energy was all of a sudden cut down to a third or half compared to a typical day, you would most likely panic and try to get more power as quickly as possible, as this could be serious. Well, this is exactly what happens in your body. It notices the lack of energy, calls in our good old hormonal friend ghrelin to trigger hunger with a vengeance, hoping that it will remind you to put something in your mouth and get some energy quickly, as your cells are lacking energy. Makes sense, right? Now, with everything I just said in relation to hunger and caloric restriction, can you see why this method of weight loss is rather difficult and leaves you more prone to near-future all-out binges? Now, if you do wish to restrict calories, take it slow, and as mentioned in tip 1, ensure you eat plenty of fat, fiber, and protein in those reduced meals to really lock in that fullness. Now, let's move on to a more fun and happy tip here to follow, which is tip number 5. More serotonin, more better. Now here's a tip I'm very happy to share with you. Let's now talk about the happiness hormone serotonin and how it has a direct effect on your appetite and your sleep. And as mentioned back in tip number 2, sleep also dramatically affects your appetite. The circle of life continues. Now here's how it works. When your serotonin levels are low, it actually leads to increased production of the hunger hormone ghrelin we've been speaking about recently, leaving you sad and hungry. Poor combination again here. Now here's the thing. To get serotonin into your brain, which is where we want it to help keep your ghrelin levels normalized, we have to generate it in the brain, as any serotonin circulating in the blood can't make it past the security from the bloodstream to the brain. So how can we manage to do this? Well, luckily there's another substance that we can eat that has the ability to sneak past the brain's security gate and get converted into serotonin. And that substance is an essential amino acid that you're all very likely familiar with called tryptophan. Now keep in mind that in order to help this conversion take place, you will need the assistance of 2 nutrients such as vitamin B and magnesium. And as mentioned back in tip number 3, refined sugar is an anti-nutrient that steals nutrients from your body, including vitamin Bs and magnesium. So watch that sugar intake if you wish to convert tryptophan into serotonin like the biological wizard you are meant to be. Now, in case you're curious as to what foods are loaded with a good dose of tryptophan, let's start with a few good options for you meat eaters out there. Foods like turkey, chicken, lamb, liver, shrimp, cod, tuna, and salmon are all great options. And for those of you who favor a more vegetarian-based diet, you can eat foods like mushrooms, mustard greens, spinach, pumpkin seeds, and tamari to get your tryptophan fix. This concludes my 5 tips on how to master your appetite using nutrition and science to better control your food cravings, feel full for longer, and maintain more balanced energy throughout the day. Oh, sorry, I lied. It turns out I have one more tip for you that may in fact be the most important and effective of them all. What is it? Well, it's rather simple actually. Include as many nutrient-rich foods as you can with every meal. The reason for this is that when your body lacks any specific nutrients that it needs, it will just keep on triggering those hunger signals until it gets what it wants. Yes, regardless of how many calories you eat, if you're not taking in the nutrients your body needs, you're gonna feel hungry. Now this is why no matter how many cookies, chips, or other processed snacks that you eat, you're still gonna have room for that one more. Now, if you enjoyed this video or are looking for more insights into the fascinating world of food and nutrition, then be sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, or leave me a comment below to say hi. Or just let me know what tips you tried from this video and how you're feeling. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.